Hello and welcome back to Sports Vibes Only, the home of passion, energy, and absolutely unforgettable football emotions. To all the sports lovers watching from around the world, thank you so much for being part of this amazing family. If you're someone who loves the beautiful game, the legendary moments, the transfer drama, and those deeply emotional farewells, then you are in the exact right place. Before we dive into today's explainer, make sure to hit subscribe and join us, because around here, we know the absolute truth about football.
Are not just games. They are emotions. That idea right there, that's the entire foundation of what we're talking about today. You know, when a legendary player leaves a club, it's never just some simple business transaction. It's a monumental shift. It triggers intense emotional reactions. The wild transfer dramas, that final tearful lap around the stadium, the fans crying in the stands, we feel all of that so deeply because these athletes, they've basically provided the soundtrack to our lives.
And that brings us to one very specific, very important year, 2026. Now, this isn't just another year on the football calendar. Based on all the data and the current contract alignments across Europe's top leagues, 2026 is shaping up to be this massive, generational turning point for world football. It's the year where the clock literally runs out for an incredible cohort of superstars.
We are staring right at the end of an unforgettable generation. We're talking about legendary players, absolute icons who have defined the sport for the last decade, who are all reaching the end of their contracts at the exact same time. And this crazy convergence, it means the sport is being forced to slowly but undeniably enter a completely new era.
So let's look at our first major departure, Robert Lewandowski and his incredible legacy at Barcelona.
Look, Lewandowski is undeniably one of the greatest, most lethal strikers of his entire generation. And he has officially announced he's leaving FC Barcelona at the end of the 2025 to 2026 season. The Polish superstar gave Barca some truly unforgettable memories. I mean, we are talking about over 100 goals scored for the club. He was totally instrumental in securing multiple La Liga titles, he brought this massive, much-needed leadership to the dressing room, and he created some absolute magical nights at Camp Nou. During his farewell tributes, supporters were literally seen crying while applauding him. One thing is for sure, football will never, ever forget the name Robert Lewandowski.
All right, moving over to the Premier League, we have to talk about Casemiro, the Brazilian warrior at Old Trafford.
Reports are strongly suggesting that this formidable midfielder will be leaving Manchester United when his contract expires in 2026. Remember, he arrived as a multi-time Champions League winner from Real Madrid, and he instantly injected Old Trafford with this immense experience and a crazy winning mentality. He became known for those incredibly crucial, crunching tackles, and honestly, his knack for scoring really important goals. But most importantly, the guy always fought for the badge, even during United's most difficult, turbulent seasons. His raw passion earned him worldwide respect, and him leaving is the loss of a massive icon for Manchester United.
But here's the thing. The story of world-class players departing doesn't stop with just Louis and Casemiro. They are just the tip of the iceberg of what we're calling the 2026 contract cliff. The sheer volume of elite talent approaching the end of their current deals is, well, it's honestly staggering. Just look at this lineup. A massive demographic shift is sweeping through the sport. At Real Madrid, Thibaut Courtois is approaching the final stage of his deal with a super uncertain future. Over at Liverpool, the Egyptian king himself, Mohamed Salah, is linked with discussions that could see Anfield lose its biggest modern legend. Over in France, PSG faces real uncertainty with Achraf Hakimi. Then you have Antoine Griezmann, an absolute icon for Atlético Madrid, heavily linked with a move to MLS. And in Turkey, Galatasaray might actually see both Mauro Icardi and Wilfried Zaha leave after some highly emotional seasons. All of these legends are hitting the final chapters of their club careers at the exact same time.
As we process that incredible list of names, we really have to remember, legends never truly disappear, because memories stay forever. One day, every single football legend has to step off that pitch for the final time. But the goals they scored, the trophies they lifted, and those profound emotions they gave us, those are locked in. They are permanent fixtures of football history.
But as we all know, football never stands still. Even as we get ready to say some incredibly difficult, emotional goodbyes to the heroes we grew up watching, a new generation prepares to rise. The game is evolving so fast right now, and new talents are already stepping into the spotlight, ready to create their own legacies for the next decade.
Which brings us to our final thought for today's explainer. I want to know what you think. Which player farewell will hurt football fans the most? When 2026 rolls around, is it going to be the tears for Lewandowski, saying goodbye to Casemiro, or maybe watching Mo Salah take his final bow at Anfield? It's a heavy question to think about, so let us know down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this massive shift in the football landscape. Until next time, stay passionate, stay energetic, and keep the sports vibes alive.